All right. Thank you so much for joining me again. This is Dala Alfonso here at Private Transformation Network. I'm broadcasting live from Omaha, Nebraska. And today we are continuing our series, which focuses on developing a strong, positive mental attitude. Now, why is this so critical? Because in order for you to become a success in life, irrespective of whatever your aspirations, your goals are, your attitude determines your destination. Your attitude determines your achievements. Your attitudes determine your accomplishment. Without the right attitude, you do not get right results or right outcomes. So today, I just want to challenge each of you to listen to me. If you've not been a part of this broadcast, I want to encourage you to please go back to session one and start, because it's a progressive journey. You have to be able to learn from where we are to get to where we are. We started out from the very first day discussing the question of time, the most significant resource that we all have on earth. Time, the single equalizer for all of humanity. Number two, we talked about attitude, the foundation of attitude, because attitude is your in-depth belief about who you are and what it is that you believe about certain things, which includes success. Then the next day we talked about taking personal responsibility. The following after that we talked about you knowing exactly what your life's purpose is. Then after that we talked about the fact that it's not enough for you to know what your life's purpose is. You need to know exactly what it is that you want. And not just knowing what you want, you have to take it one step further. You have to believe that that thing that you want is possible. But today, we are going to focus on you. Yes, you. I'm talking about you. You listening to me right now. Why? Because if you do not believe in yourself, whatever dreams you have will never come to fruition. Now, there's one huge challenge with this, and that is because a lot of us grew up. Think about this. A lot of us grew up, and if you're a parent, try to think about your children. You'll find out that growing up, you believed that all things are possible. You believed that you can touch the sky if you wanted to. You had this belief system that guaranteed you that whatsoever you want to accomplish in life, it was possible. But as you began to grow older, life began to teach you, your parents began to teach you, culture began to teach you, philosophy and the people around you began to teach you that you cannot do that in life there are limitations, that in life there are things you cannot accomplish, that in life there are boundaries. And so naturally you begin to believe in those boundaries, and those boundaries become an internalized system that controls what you can achieve. But today I want to challenge you to break that myth that anything that you set your mind to do is possible, because yes, you can do whatever you set your heart to do. Now, please understand something. I'm very, very serious about this, because if you don't get this, you will not get anything that I'm going to say for the next 20 days. Why? Because you are the sole resource, the strongest driver of all of your accomplishments in life. So when I say yes, you can, I'm talking about the fact that yes, you can accomplish anything that you want to set your heart to, that you set your heart to do. It means that you must believe enough in yourself. Now you will say, okay, you know what? I come from a poor family. Okay, great. But there are people who came from poor families that have become multi-billionaires and multi-millionaires. There are plenty of examples all around us. If you say, no, well, I don't have enough of an education, guess what? There are some of the most successful people in life. I can mention some: Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and a handful of others are people who did not even graduate from university and still became world changers. So education is not enough. A lack of education is not enough. Your background is not enough. The biggest thing that has prevented you from becoming who you need to be is nobody else but you. And so you must begin to change what you believe about you. Why? Because the moment you're able to change what you believe about you, you will find yourself beginning to operate in a way that you are not used to operating in. You see, it's a mindset, it's an attitude. What you believe about yourself is an attitude. And until you get to that point where you're able to break free from that attitude that has kept you from becoming the very best that you can be, you will find out that life in itself will streamline the options that are available to you. Now, please remember that Your belief in yourself is a choice. What you believe in yourself is a choice, just like every other thing that we have been discussing here. Attitude is a choice. Your attitude or your response to any matter in life is a choice. Your attitude, how you believe, what you believe, how you perceive your capabilities is a choice. Meaning that if you believe that you're not able to do certain things, then guess what? Why don't you make a choice to go develop yourself in those areas? If you believe that you don't have the capability or the capacity to accomplish something, then guess what? You have identified a deficiency. It is your responsibility to now go and develop yourself so that you can be able to do the things that you want to do. Believing in yourself is a choice. And if it is a choice, it means that you have the power to determine the outcomes. If you remember when I was discussing this sessions, one of the things that I focused on talking about was the simple fact that attitude is a choice, and that in life, what you accomplish is never driven by what life hands you. It's about how you respond to that situation. It's about how you respond to that situation. So if you believe that you are not good enough, then life will give you what you deserve. If you believe that you have the capacity, the capability, the ability to go over and beyond, then life has no choice whatsoever but to give you what you demand from it. It is a choice. Believe in yourself. The first thing I want to encourage you to start doing now is to start tearing down every lie that you've ever been told by your parents. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I strongly believe, I am not even wealthy by world standards, but I can tell you right now that in my entire lineage up until now, including my generation all the way back to Adam, I am pretty sure I am the wealthiest in my lineage. Now, could you imagine the kind of advice that I could have been given growing up? But thank God, I had a father who had nothing, but he believed that I could become something. I mean, from a very young age, I heard my father telling me, oh, you are going to be a lawyer. He's telling my brother, you are going to be a doctor. You are going to be an engineer. You are going to be an architect. He believed enough in us, even though he didn't have an education. He didn't have money. He didn't have resources, but he paid a lot of emphasis and attention to ensuring that we got quality education, because for him, education was the fabric of success. In fact, that's one thing that he took his time to ensure. I mean, I could not do my chores and come back home, go have fun or whatever it is, and my dad is okay with it. But if I was to miss school, the man will almost kill me. Why? Because he understood the importance of getting a proper education. All right. So one thing you have to identify is you have to identify the gaps. Meaning, number one, you have to dislodge, tear down, disrupt, uproot, remove everything that you have ever heard about your inability to succeed. Many of you are dealing with a past that has held you back from accessing your future. Many of you are dealing with the lies that you have been told, that you're not good enough, that you're not beautiful enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not intelligent enough, that you're not tall enough, that you're not good looking enough, that that you are too fat, that you are too thin, that somebody always sees something that is not right with you, and so you have come to believe that thing. Let me tell you something. I am standing right now and speaking to you and telling you this, that you are exactly what the doctor ordered. You are exactly what God had in mind. You are the exact picture of perfection. Who you are right now is the exact spot that you need to be to begin your journey. But you need to start telling yourself that. I have 3 daughters, and I am not slack to get them to say this every single day. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am intelligent. I can do anything that I set my heart to do, because I have the capacity, the capability, and I can do anything. You must begin to speak to yourself. You must believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else can believe in you. Henry Ford said something a very long time ago that has stuck with me. Henry Ford said this. He said, whether you say you can or you believe you can or you cannot, either way you are right. Why? What does that mean? It simply means that you and I are the determinant of the outcomes of our lives. So if you say that you cannot, then you are absolutely right. You cannot. Why? Because it is your innate belief, your inward belief in your capabilities that determine what the outcomes of your life would be. So what do you believe? Do you believe you can? Or do you believe you cannot? If you must become successful in life, you must begin to develop the mental attitude for success. And that includes, number one, believing in yourself. Here's a simple exercise that I'll challenge you to do. Go stand in front of the mirror and begin to look at everything. Begin to reflect on everything that you've ever been told. You went for an interview. They said you're not qualified enough. You went for a casting. They said you're not tall enough. You're not good looking enough. You're not beautiful enough. But you see, that is somebody else's opinion. Do not give room to anybody's opinion to shape what you believe in yourself. You see, don't forget that the person who is trying to tell you you're not good enough should also look in the mirror, because every human being is flawed from the perspective of somebody else. What does that mean? We only have a glimpse that has been shaped by our own experiences, by our own expectations, and we want to place that on somebody else. But never you forget, you are unique. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have never existed in all of humanity. I mean, when God created you, he looked at you and said, man, this is awesome. This is great. In fact, I will never do it again. And so he broke the mold, gave you a unique thumbprint, a unique experience, a unique way of thinking, a unique way of interacting with the world that makes you special. And you must begin to see yourself exactly the same way your Creator sees you. You may say, I don't believe in God. That's okay. I can't impose that on you, but you are here. The fact of the matter is, you are unique. And you are not a product of accident. Someone or some factor, some force birthed you into existence. Why? Because the earth needs you. You are not a product of an accident. You must begin to see yourself exactly the same way the Creator, the one who originated your life, sees you. All right? So I just want to challenge somebody today that in order for you to become a success in life, in order for you to develop yourself to a degree where anything you set your heart to do can be done, you must begin to see yourself as being able to do anything you set your mind to do. Never believe the lies of external influences. There was a time somebody told me that I will not amount to anything. But guess what? I took what they said and made it my motivation. That no matter what happens in this life, I must become something. And so I keep telling myself, it's only a matter of time. As long as I work hard enough, as long as I stay resolute on my goals, as long as I am clear as to what my purposes are in life, as long as I remain dogged, committed, dedicated, and focused on my destination, there was nothing on earth that had the capacity to stop me. I can do anything. I can do anything that I set my mind to do because it begins with me. Because if I don't believe in myself, nobody else can believe in me. I am the one that determines the value of my life. I am not a beggar. I am not a second-class citizen. I am not, nobody is here to do me a favor. I am well worth it. And because of that, I drive myself, I push myself, I commit myself, set my own goals, my own timelines, because I have something I want to do. My question to you this morning or this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are or whatever time you're watching this, what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe you can? Do you believe you cannot? Either way, you are right. But if whatever your situation is today, I want to challenge you that you should get up. Tear down every lie. Speak to yourself. Remind yourself. Encourage yourself. Empower yourself and go out there and become a go-getter. Once you're able to develop that mindset, then rejection is no longer an option in your life. No does not exist. Why? Because you know it may not be today, but it may be tomorrow or the day after. But you are sure that your future is guaranteed. So believe in yourself. That is all I have been trying to tell you. Believe in yourself is all I have been trying to tell you. So thank you so much for taking some time this beautiful Saturday to spend some time with me and allow me to be able to spend a few moments of your day. And I pray and I hope that you will apply and begin to ascribe some of these truths to your life. Now, if you have not been following this series or you're interested in knowing more about what we're doing, I will encourage you to make sure that you visit our page on YouTube at Private Transformation. You will see all the previous series on this same subject, and you also to be able to get this message in its entirety and also the future ones coming. We have so many different series lined up there. Take advantage of these materials. You've been given them for free, so make sure you leverage them and make the most of it. Also, you can check on my personal page. My name is Dala Alfonso. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and every other social media platform that you use, and let us encourage, empower, educate, and enable one another to become the very best that you and I can become in life. So thank you once again for allowing me to be part of your day, and I look forward to being with you again tomorrow as we continue this amazing journey from where we are to developing a strong, positive mental attitude. And for those of you still watching, please be sure to share this video with your friends, and I will look forward to being with you again tomorrow.